greater than the rest of their lower caste brethren. Though Queen Val'sharah was loved equally by all her people, the Highborn were secretly hated by the jealous masses. Sharing the priest's curiosity. Christ, I'm talking so much, it feels like my jaw is tightening and shrinking, like inwards. Ugh. This happened before when I was recording an Overlord review. I was trying to apply to a place. Never heard back from him. Might try and apply again. Might not. Who knows? Sharing the priest's curiosity towards eternity, Val'sharah ordered the educated Highborn to plumb its secrets and reveal its true purpose in the world. The Highborn buried themselves in their work and studied well ceaselessly. In time they developed the ability to manipulate and control the well's cosmic energies. As the reckless experiments progressed, the Highborn found that they could use their newfound powers to create or destroy at their leisure. The hapless Highborn had stumbled upon primitive magic, and were resolved to devote themselves to its mastery. Although they agreed that magic was inherently dangerous if handled irresponsibly, Val'sharah and her Highborn began to practice their spellcraft with reckless abandon. Cenarius and many of the wizened Night Elf scholars warned that only calamity would result from tying with the clearly volatile arts of magic. But Val'sharah and her followers stubbornly continued to expand their burgeoning powers. As their powers grew, a distant change came over Val'sharah and the Highborn. The haughty, aloof upper class became increasingly callous and cruel towards their fellow night elves. A dark, brooding pall veiled Val'sharah's once entrancing beauty. She began to withdraw from her loving subjects and refused to interact with any but her trusted Highborn priests. A young scholar named Furion Stormrage, who had spent much of his time studying the well's effects, began to suspect a terrible power was corrupting the Highborn and its beloved queen. Though he could not conceive the evil that was to come, he knew that the Night Elves' lives would soon be changed forever. Christ, how many more? Bastard. 15 pages? Jaw is tightening and killing me. Anyway, it's like my jaws aren't sitting right anymore. Normally they sit a certain way, but now they feel off. Like, when you have your mouth closed. It's annoying. Anyway, the Highborn's reckless use of magic sent ripples of energy spiraling out from the well of eternity and into the great dark beyond. The streams of ripples of energy were felt by terrible alien minds. Sargeras, the great enemy of all life, the destroyer of worlds, felt the potent ripples and was drawn to their distant point of origin. Spying the primordial world of Azeroth and sensing the limitless energies of the well of eternity, Sargeras was consumed by an insatiable hunger. The great dark god of the nameless void resolved to destroy the fledgling world and claim its energies as his own. Sargeras gathered his vast burning legion and made his way towards the unsuspecting world of Azeroth. The legion was comprised of 1,000,000 screaming demons, all ripped from the far corners of the universe, and the demons hungered for conquest. Sargeras' lieutenants, Archimonde the Defiler and Manaroth the Destructor, prepared their infernal minions to strike. Queen Val'sharah, overwhelmed by the terrible ecstasy of her magic, fell victim to Sargeras' undeniable power and agreed to grant him entrance to her world. Even her Highborn servitors gave themselves over to magic's inevitable corruption and began to worship Sargeras as their god. To show their allegiance to the Legion, the Highborn aided their queen in opening a vast, swirling portal within the depths of the Well of Eternity. Once all its preparations had been made, Sargeras began his catastrophic invasion of Azeroth. The warrior demons at Burning Legion stormed into the world through the Well of Eternity and laid siege to the Night Elf's sleeping cities. Led by Archimonde and Manaroth, the Legion swarmed over the lands of Kalandor, leaving only ash and sorrow in its wake. The demon warlocks called down searing infernals that crashed like hellish meteors into the graceful spires of Kalandor's temples. A band of burning, bloodletting killers known as the Doomguard marched across Kalandor's fields, slaughtering everyone in their path. Packs of wild, demonic fellhounds ravaged the countryside unopposed. Though the brave Kildori warriors rushed to defend their ancient homeland, they were forced to give ground inch by inch before the fury of the Legion's onslaught. It fell to Malfurion Stormrage to find help for his beleaguered people. Stormrage, whose own brother Illidan practiced the Highborn's magics, was incensed by the growing corruption among the upper class. Convincing Illidan to forsake his dangerous obsession, Malfurion set out to find Cenarius and muster a resistance force. The beautiful young priestess Tyrande agreed to accompany the brothers in the name of Elune. Though Malfurion and Illidan shared a love for the idealistic priestess, Tyranda's heart belonged to Malfurion alone. Illidan resented his brother's budding romance with Tyrande, but knew that his heartache was nothing compared to the pain of his magical addiction. Illidan, who had grown dependent on magic's empowering energies, struggled to keep control of his nearly overwhelming hunger to tap the world's energies once again. However, with Tyranda's patient support, he was able to restrain himself and help his brother find the reclusive demigod, Cenarius. Cenarius, who dwelt within the sacred moonglades of the distant Mount Hyjal, agreed to help the Night Elves by finding the ancient dragons and enlisting their aid. The dragons, led by the great red Leviathan Alexstrasza, agreed to send their mighty flights to engage the demons and their infernal masters. Cenarius, calling upon the spirits of the enchanted forests, rallied an army of ancient tree men and led them against the Legion in a daring ground assault. As the Night Elves' allies converged on Val'sharah's temple and the Well of Eternity, all-out warfare erupted. Despite the strength of their newfound allies, Malfurion and his colleagues realized the Legion could not be defeated by martial strength alone. As the titanic battle raged outside Val'sharah's capital city, the delusional queen waited in anticipation of Sargeras' arrival. The Lord of the Legion was preparing to pass through the Well of Eternity and enter the ravaged world. As his impossibly huge shadow grew even closer to the Well's surface, Val'sharah gathered the most powerful of her highborn followers. Only by linking their magics together in one focused spell would they be able to create a gateway large enough for Sargeras to enter. As battle raged across the burning fields of Kalimdor, a terrible turn of events unfolded. The details of the event have been lost to time, but it is known that Noterion, the dragon aspect of the earth, went mad during a critical engagement against the Burning Legion. It began to split apart as flame and rage erupted from his dark hide. Renaming himself Deathwing, the burning dragon turned on his brethren and drove the 5 dragonflights from the field of battle. Deathwing's sudden betrayal was so destructive that the 5 dragonflights never truly recovered. Wounded and shocked, Alexstrasza and the other noble dragons forced to abandon their mortal allies. Malfurion and his companions, now hopelessly outnumbered, barely survived the ensuing onslaught. Malfurion, convinced that the Well of Eternity was the demon's umbilical link to the physical world, insisted that it should be destroyed. His companions, knowing that the well was the source of their immortality and powers, were horrified by the rash notion. Yet Tyrande saw the wisdom of Malfurion's theory, so he convinced Cenarius and their comrades to storm Val'sharah's temple and find a way to shut down the well for good. Now there's one last book I'm going to read before I take a break. I just want to get some dinner. It's 9. I haven't actually had anything to eat today beyond a big bag of hunky-dories. So I'm a little hungry. The Guardian Agwyn grew powerful over the years and used terrestrial energies to greatly extend her life, foolishly believing she defeated Sargeras for good. She defeated an avatar of him. Just to clarify, she continued to safeguard the world from the Demon King's minions for nearly 900 years. However, the Council of Terrasfall finally decreed that her stewardship had come to an end. The Council ordered Agwyn to return to Dalaran so they could choose a new successor for the Guardian power. Yet Agwyn, ever distrustful of the Council, decided to choose a successor on her own. The proud Agwyn planned to give birth to a son whom she would divest her power to. She had no intention of allowing the Order of Terrasfall to manipulate her successor as they had tried to manipulate her. Travelling to the southern nation of Azeroth, Agwyn found the perfect man to father her son, a skilled human magician known as Nylas Aran. 1 second. Hello folks, and I'm back. Let's get back into the game. I was still out on the desktop, and I'll tab back in. So, had to disappear for a bit. Wasn't feeling very well, so just took a break for a bit. Got a bit of air, cooled down a bit because it's just roasting here, and after reading some dipshit online, it's after getting on my skin. Just because he's just like deliberately, I don't say deliberately obtuse. It's just, if what I'm reading is accurate, he twists things so they're much worse than they actually are, and no one else will. A lot of people will blindly defend them. Just, just the blindness and all, twisting things. Just Anyway. Also, Azeroth here was actually the name at one stage for a Stormwind, or a human kingdom, not the world, as far as I remember. So that's just a side thing here. Anyway, Aaron. Okay, Dol Aaron, there we go. Dol Aaron was the court conjurer and advisor for Azeroth's king. Agwin seduced the magician and conceived his son by him. Neelas, as a natural affinity for magic, would run deep within the unborn child and define the tragic steps the child would later take. The power of Terrasful was also implanted in the child, and yet it wasn't to awaken until he reached physical maturity. Time passed, and Agwin gave birth to her son in a secluded grove, naming the boy Medivh, which means keeper of secrets, in the High Elven tongue. Agwin believed the boy would mature to become the next guardian. Unfortunately, the malignant spirit of Sugeris, which had been hiding inside her, had possessed the defenseless child, while it was still in her womb. Agwin had no idea that the world's newest guardian was already possessed by its greatest nemesis. Certain that her baby was healthy and sound, Agwin delivered the young Medivh to the court of Azeroth and left him there to be raised by his mortal father and his people. She then wandered into the wilderness and prepared to pass to whatever afterlife awaited her. Medivh grew to become a strong boy and had no idea of the potential power of his Terrasfilian birthright. Sugeris bided his time until youth's power manifested itself. By the time Medivh had passed reached his teen years, he had become very popular in Azeroth for his magical prowess, and often went off on adventures with his two friends, Lane, the Prince of Azeroth, and Anduin Lothar, one of the last defendants of the Arathi bloodline. The three boys would constantly cause mischief around the kingdom, but they were well liked by the general citizenry. When Medivh reached the age of 14, the cosmic powers inside him awakened and clashed with the pervasive spirit of Sugeris that lurked within his soul. Medivh fell into a catatonic state, which lasted for many years. When he awakened from his coma, he found that he had grown to adulthood, that his friends Lane and Anduin had become the regents of Azeroth, and though he wished to use his incredible newfound powers to protect the land he called home, the dark spirit of Sugeris twisted his thoughts and emotions towards an insidious end. Sugeris revelled within the darkening heart of Medivh, for he knew that his plans for a second invasion of the world were nearing completion, and that the world's last guardian would bring them all to fruition. Dun dun dun. Now something else is bloody well bothering me. I'm a worrywart, for those who don't know, so I'm just like, I have to stop this and check the... You know what? I don't. The thing about me is, I'll think something, it will just be like a passing thought, but it should just be a passing thought, just a mind, flittering something past me, kind of thing. But I end up fixating on some, and when I fixate on them, they end up at the forefront of my mind. I end up worrying. I end up saying them. But that's noodle card. Can't get noodles though.
Oh, hello.
I wonder if I actually recognize these from anywhere else. I can get some of this stuff, but anyway. Wouldn't want Gorgoron mineral water. I might turn into a fungus zombie or something. But yeah, I end up being paranoid. I end up saying it because I fixated on it so much. Because I'm a worrywart of immense proportions. Christ, that's a major one. DX9000 spider tank Legion killer.
Greetings.
There's no more boxes of bandages. I guess those are all I can get. At least from here. I was hoping to get more. But, alright. Grab these buffs. I want them all for whatever event we're dealing with up here. Well, not up here, but elsewhere. So I can duel anyone here of the NPCs. We'll duel you. Oh, wait, there it is. Actually, fuck it. That was gonna be nice, but... Actually, no, those are NPCs, I didn't even notice. Feel like showing me some... feel like showing me a few pointers?
Good health, long life.
Actually, you can end up helping out the other person. It's very cool. Not that I found. A touch annoying. Yeah, I like that. I'm dual. Yeah, like what's with the lag there? Yeah, I'll just toss a heal out. Thank for gifted Naro hasn't been altered like everything else. Sharp. Oh, give him help, Palnai. Here's some comments from characters. Ella. Actually, oh, these are the kids that keep running around Stormwind, I think. Is Zaddy coming home? Carrying my ships at the end of the docks. Pretty lines. Give him help, Palnai. Yes, baby, he'll be home before you know it. I'll protect you. I'll protect you, Ella. I've got a sword and everything. Sam, where did you get that stick? Put it down. Nothing of importance. It's just like a little, a little thing, Probably would be better rather than just, gibbering it out there, but whatever. This is your ship, Palnai. Life be with you. I swear that the headpiece is actually from, like, classic WoW. Don't know why. It's good to see you've prepared yourself. You never know what you'll be facing out there. We've commissioned these rings for high-ranking members of the Alliance. May this one protect you in the battle to come. Indeed it will. It's better than what I have. Though sadly not much stamina. No stamina on it. Oh, sorry, there is stamina on it. No strength. It'll serve me well. Sadly, that gear is actually inferior to what I have from the other place. Still. Kind of reminds me of a bit from Burning Crusade. Very good. This is your vessel, Palnai. She's a fine ship, been through many a campaign. Speak with the ship's captain when you're ready to depart. Good luck out there. We've received a few reports about what's happening at the Broken Shore, but I'd wager King Varian it has matters well in hand.
Be careful.
Just out tab for a sec. God, this is exciting. I am actually recording. That's a great first step towards actually making a video. Mic's working, so it's sound and nothing else is running, so this is all useful. It's just like if I had music in the background, I probably couldn't use these. So yeah. Oh, Captain Angela, First Mate Tide Song. Wonder if we've seen these before. These NPCs. I don't recognize them. Another mission where we might not be making it back. Brought me private stash this time. Private stash this time though. You want a sip? Sure, I'll take a sip. Oh, this is serious. I'm getting a message like this. I have no idea. No, fuck it. I'm gonna die, may as well take it. The liquid smells really strong. Really take a drink.
Off with you.
That was it? That was it. I was kind of expecting me to black out and not get to complete the quest. I just end up at the Broken Shore and drunkenly have to fight off demons. That would actually be kind of awesome. Okay, I need more.
Interest you on a pint? Watch your back.
I need more. I want to drunkenly fight off demons.
Good.
You need something?
Welcome aboard, Palnai. We'll be all stocked and ready to ship out just as soon as you're ready. I'm ready to face the Legion.
Go with honor, friend.
Ooh, it's a scenario. Cool. I thought there was going to be quests over there, not a scenario. Maybe doing the scenario unlocks the quests. Or maybe that's tomorrow. Remember I was saying about the Americans, they were getting stuff a day earlier? Anyway. That was me, not the ye, but yeah. The border on top left and right, top left and bottom right.
Smooth sailing so far.